Hello everyone, we are here to replace a laptop keyboard. Now I have two different laptops to show off. This laptop with the keyboard, it's a little older, but it's still got a lot of features. For this model, we've got some locking tabs here that we'd have to work with. Also, on the back side of this laptop, we'll close it and flip it over, we'll find that we actually have screws to deal with as well. With this laptop, I have 1, 2, 3 screws that all have a keyboard icon on them, which has been identified by my manufacturer's manual. So for us to get started on this laptop, we would first unplug our power adapter. We would eject our battery from the laptop. And then we'd zoom in and take a look at these 3 screws. So let's go ahead. Now if we take a close look, we can see that 1 screw, 2, and screw number 3 here. We'll zoom in on the middle one. And on that middle screw, what you'll see is a keyboard icon. Now this is specific to this specific laptop. The other laptop I'm going to show does not have any screws that are securing the keyboard. For this laptop though, when I follow the instructions in my manual, it says do not remove the screws, just loosen them. And that's what I've done. I've unscrewed them enough so that they're loose, and you can see how it's moving there. Now that those screws have been loosened, I can turn my laptop back over and we'll take a look at the keyboard. With those screws loosened, we've got our keyboard available here. We're going to take a look at the 4 sliding locking tabs, and we're going to have to unlock those by sliding them back. Right now they're being held by that frame. So we'll zoom in and take a look at those 4 locking tabs regarding this specific laptop. So we are zoomed in, and we're going to take a look at these locking tabs. Here's the first one, and right now this keyboard is being held by the frame. So I can take a flat object like my flat-headed screwdriver here, and I can just slide that locking tab back, and now you can see the keyboard is loose there. I can continue for the rest of my keyboard. Just slide the next lever back, and then the third one, and then of course our 4th one. And now our keyboard is completely loose, and we can pull it out. So with that first laptop pretty much done except for the connector, let's take a look at the second laptop as well as the same connector there that we would have seen on the first laptop. On the second laptop, there are no screws to remove on the bottom of the laptop. And also, there's no locking tab. Instead, we're just going to have our slots where we need to press to disengage the locks for the keyboard. So we'll zoom in on those, and I'll be able to show you how to do it. So if we take a closer look, we'll see at different locations, we have these securing clips for our keyboard. And again, there was no screws for this keyboard, which is very different than we saw on the other laptop. So all I need to do is take a flat-headed object like my screwdriver, and I can press in there, you'll hear it click, and now the keyboard is going to come up. And I'll go across to every single securing clip, and I'll disengage it by pressing in there. Also, you can hold on to the keyboard as you depress on those securing clips, and now it'll come up. And here's my keyboard, where I can flip it over. Underneath, we'll see 2 ribbon cables. We'll zoom in and take a look at those next. So we've got our zoomed in view, and here we can see our 2 ribbon cables coming off of our system board and attaching to our keyboard of our laptop. So we need to remove these. Now these are called ZIF connectors, zero insertion force, and they can be easy to break. Trust me, experience. So what we want to do is take a flat bladed tool and we're going to remove both these ribbon cables. Now you may just have 1. I have 2 because I have 1 for the keys for the keyboard, and I can just put my flat bladed tool underneath, and I can literally just pull up this lever. And now I can take that ribbon cable out. So minimal force for this. You don't want to break these ZIF connectors, which I have done. This other one for me, this second cable, this is for the power for the backlighting for my keyboard. My keyboard, the keys, they light up. So this is the cable for the backlighting. So I did the same thing. I'll just take a flat bladed tool and I'll lift up on that zero insertion force connector. And I can just take the ribbon cable, and you see how it's oriented? It says up. I can take it out. So the keyboard is now completely removed, and now I can put in a new one. Assuming you bought a new keyboard, you would take your keyboard, put it face down, and then you'll locate the correct direction for your ribbon cable. And all you have to do is slide it into that zero insertion force connector. Then we just push down on that lever. Again, minimal force for that. It's not going to come out. I'll take the other ribbon cable. This one also is oriented with up on it. And this is for my backlighting of my keyboard. And I'll put it in its slot for the zero insertion force connector. And once it's in, I can push down and secure it into place. At this time, I would zoom out and we'll finish our install of our keyboard. With those ribbon cables back and installed, we can take our keyboard and I can angle it in. You can see those tabs at the bottom that need to slide into the laptop. I can get those at the right locations and that laptop keyboard will slide into place. With it slid into place, I can just push those locking clips back in across the top. And now my keyboard is installed. Take your time with these steps as you replace your keyboard in your laptop, and remember, minimal force on those connectors. Do your best, follow the instruction manual for your specific laptop, and become that IT professional.